Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I am coming to you live from my grandma's house, trying to work on her TV right now, trying to see why the cable won't turn on the kitchen TV. So, if you're wondering where I am, that's where I be. I'm trying to make a video about the Roman Reigns situation in WWE as of right now. Last week on Smackdown, we had a forklift driver hit the set, and basically the whole entire set fall down on top of Roman Reigns. And then we have Roman Reigns showing up to Monday Night Raw for a confrontation with Samoa Joe. And we have, I guess, Samoa Joe coming up to Roman Reigns as Roman Reigns is getting hit by a car in the parking lot. More than likely, whatever's going to happen is going to affect SummerSlam. I don't see Roman Reigns, the biggest star in WWE, not having a SummerSlam match. Whether if that's going to be like Roman and Samoa Joe teaming up against Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, if it's going to be Samoa Joe versus Eric Rowan with Roman Reigns ringside, if it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, something is going to happen. But I basically think that there's so many people saying that what WWE is doing so bad, and I know I am not the number one person to come to WWE's defense. When wrestling is bad, it's bad, guys. I've been saying this since about 2016, that my love for wrestling isn't really there anymore, but if it's something that's mainstream, it's something that's going to get my attention from being online, whether if it's on Twitter or if it's on The Observer, people making videos talking about it, and people basically saying that this Roman Reigns storyline is one of the worst storylines that WWE's ever done. Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff recently came into power for WWE. Since they've been doing that, I think that there's going to be changes involved in wrestling. Both Heyman and Bischoff were in power in the wrestling business back in the 90s to the 2000 era, and neither one of them have really had a big position of power since then. Heyman has been involved in WWE, where he was doing some backstage stuff for them until he left the company in, 2005, 2006, I think. Somewhere in there roughly, and Eric Bischoff did some on-screen stuff until about 2005, I believe, when he left the company, when he just felt that his character became stale, to tell you the truth. I think what they're trying to do right now is try to bring you kind of a storyline that you can follow in WWE, and when wrestling was really good, and I mean really, really good. I loved wrestling from, 2010, about 2010 through 2016. My run, with the Nexus, that was really fun. Rock and Cena, a lot of the storylines were really good, but then somewhere along the line, I just feel like I've seen that, I've done that. This is things I've done and seen before. And I think that the one thing that they need to do is bring back storylines where you don't always really know what's going on. And we see that a lot. We don't know if, Roman Reigns is feuding with, Shane McMahon, if he's feuding with Samoa Joe. You're crossing different lines where normally we could sit down and we can know that this storyline is going to go to SummerSlam. They're going to have a match, which is going to lead to another match, which is going to lead to the payoff where both of these guys, after 3 months, go their separate directions, and we really see who wins this feud, who's going to be the number one contender, who's going to get the title, who's going to lose the title, who's going to be like going down the card a little bit, things like that. But as of right now, you don't really know what the hell's going on. We're on Tuesday, and we don't really know what's going to be going down on SummerSlam. And we're used to watching a thing like TNA, where they don't announce a show on Thursday, and they have a pay-per-view Sunday, and it's just because they don't know what the hell they're doing. I think that honestly, WWE is trying to make it better by trying to, when you know something is going to happen, that doesn't happen, and something else is going to be there. Yes, the Roman Reigns thing was hokey, with the set falling down and having 1,000 different angles. Yes, the car hitting Roman wasn't that great of television, but I think that's really just because we haven't really seen it. I apologize. We've seen it quite a few times. I mean, the first time I ever saw somebody get hit with a car involved in wrestling would be Stone Cold Steve Austin at Survivor Series. What was that, 2000 or 2001? somewhere in there. And basically, it was supposed to be a triple threat match where it was supposed to be Triple H, The Rock, and Austin. And it ended up being Austin got hit by a car and he ended up getting replaced by The Big Show. The Big Show ended up winning the title. And Stone Cold went and got his neck worked on. And we saw him about a year later when they solved the story that Rikishi was the guy that hit Stone Cold Steve Austin with a car. And I'm sure if we go back and we watch that on YouTube or the WWE Network or anything like that, Stone Cold get hit by the car at the same time he has a broken neck. It's probably some of the worst television we've ever seen. But because we'd never seen it before, I never saw anybody. When I watched wrestling throughout the 80s and 90s, I never saw anything like that. Probably the most brutal thing I ever saw involved was the Horseman jumping Dusty Rhodes. Oh, make it look good, Daddy! Outside the TBS studios. But I think that the WWE is really trying. I'm not saying that they're getting it better, but I'm just basically saying that hopefully we're going to get some wrestling that you don't really know what's going on. And they're twisting storylines around where basically you don't know where the matches are going to go. You don't really see the pattern where it's just going to be this guy versus that guy for 3 months and they're going to go in a different direction. And you sort of know where all the feuds are going. You circle something in October and you're like, well, whatever's going down the month after SummerSlam is going to be a Hell in the Cell match. So that way when they announce that hey, we're going to have a match at the Hell in the Cell, you're not shocked. And you're not like throwing your hands in the air, waving your hands up and down, saying, oh, I got to call my friends. There's the Hell in the Cell match coming up at the next pay-per-view. Because the damn show's called Hell in the Cell, and you know they're going to do one. So I'm thinking this is going to be for the good, hopefully. We just got to wait it out and see what's going down. I have faith in Heyman. I have faith in Bischoff, and I have faith in Vince. They're going to figure this out. I mean, they got competition coming. They don't want to do the job to TNT and AEW. So we'll see where this goes. But yeah, the stuff with Roman's been bad. But let's at least hope that it plays out and we see something good.